Halloween comes at the best time, a drip down your heart in a churn of words called oof, this ghost-lit bad brain hook on one withered hand, it scratches itself in a forest, etc. Christ, it's racy. Quick, resurface the jingling spit, says Headless Sleepless. Nobody likes you. Thanks, ghoul. Do keep me posted, I say. It is helpful to know where I'm not. Fake blood in the whisper chain, the dithering rain, childless strings of light in tooth, static, pickaxe, how do. Deconstructed in laser-sharp glee, my rib cage a synth, fanning out hard into the red of black trees. The umami runs deep. Please help. I am above. I am nowhere. Holiday. Clean shelter and bounding dogs between the lake and I for miles, a queen in the fresh mountain air, up above furrows and vines arranged in perfect portions, a full-fat exercise book of juicy maths. Not a mountain person with this pouch, a little twinge in the back of the knees, cold stuck in coffee, art, watching, don't care if you're better than me, it's nice here. The air is elevated and sends me dreams of dead babies, a party at which I am weightless, pig ballerina. I rot in the pool like a lily pad, dangerous underwater as a sister. The unicorn has popped, grappled in fabulous rodeo, the horn gone down. Not my dad. I am on holiday, keep working to fill up the silence. We hear a story about a bricklayer whose fingers stuck fast in a pulley, crow hard at absurdity, dress light. This is my film I made. It's for the poem that starts, Finnish was the language I was going to learn. And I hope you enjoy it. Finnish was the language I was going to learn from Linguaphone. It was glamorous, and also my cat Sid was from Finland. He had his stuffing knocked out when the maggots got in him and we had to put him in the washing machine. I needed to discuss it with him, and also how the boys had got him in the playground one day and threw him around, till I cried a bit. I was brave and I didn't show it. I was going to learn Finnish, so I saved my money and one day went to the post box opposite my school so I could post the important forms off and get the tapes, which I would listen to on my Walkman. Then I would be able to talk with Sid about all the things, and he would listen to the things, and that would be okay. The post box was all on its own on a V-shaped verge, and over the road was my school, where somewhere behind a fence was a shed with a secret music box, where a small plastic woman went round and round. Also there was a whole hedge full of ghosts, but I was the only one who knew, and the daddy longlegs skipped around them with this big silence. I never knew what it was, but I did know about death. I was in trouble. I was always in trouble. I was in trouble because I didn't know how to tie my shoelaces or tell the time. No one ever told me how to do those things, and I thought I was pretty dumb. Sid came everywhere. He was stretchy and his eyes were scratched from where the boys had got him. Also, a dog had once bitten his ears a bit, so he was all ragged. But I made him clothes that were glamorous, like his Arabian Nights costume, and he wore a jam pop frill as a hat and sang songs about being a pop star. I was a witch, but no one knew, and there was a witch above my head, but also out in the orchard, and no one knew about that one, except the bats. Maybe I would tell Sid once I was fluent in Finnish. I think he would be interested, and that would be pretty good. There were lots of things I wanted to talk about, and although I was obtuse, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind, because he was not brand new. All the things in Beauty and the Beast came alive. There was a candlestick that could talk, and also a clock. I think he was French. I'm sure that the post box was alive too. He was red and his mouth was open, but nothing ever came out, and he didn't seem as friendly as the little teacup with the chip. In fact, if you put your hand in there with important forms, then it was very possible your hand would get bitten off, which would make tying your shoes up even more difficult. One day they burned the fields around him, and the black smoke rose up and swallowed him and the ghosts and the little lady all to nothing. I stole a handkerchief off a girl and buried it in the woods. I would have kept it, but it had her initials on in curly stitch, and in the end it didn't have much to do with me. This is Fred West's Cardigan, written at Ledbury Poetry Festival, where I took myself on a little serial killer tour in between the readings. Yeah, because he used to live quite close to Ledbury and spent a lot of time there. So Fred West's Cardigan. The sun so vicious hot, the tarmac burnt the Spanish intern's instep mid-flamenco, Fred. I searched for the long-gone youth club, right forgotten at the Poetry Festival, run by this African Rifles vet called Ken. You probably knew of him within the jungle din of rumbling bikes, your gypsy looks and grin, the bramble hair, all that. The girl that smacked you up the escape on By Street to the home end, where kids still skulk in stilts, too bored to grope and eating hands by stalls of drizzle, scrim, more bloody melting tea under a scowl of weightless breasts. The milk bar's ghost where you met Rena, lassoed with dirty promise, a cavernous mouth of bragging entire wildness, a sausage plat of shame the poets hanker on, refined. Can the air be more rarefied, do you think? Do you miss the knife-sharp bunting? Would I put on your cardigan in this god-forsaken heat, the woolen embrace of a scrambled animal, pre-rose, like rape, some home? Is this the real life? Yearning for the sea, something about a white-boarded pod, and down the road a smokehouse that wraps the fish in silence, dog. If I were asked, I might say it was hot white horses, some crashing, a trip out each day to the sweet shop to see Graveling with the big old ears like bacon. How do we get there? TV in the evenings, and a simple meal of Gothel, Coke float. Downed with light brown hair, despair, it was your voice on the line, you unmet me. Prying open my day like a mouse, you muddied my pearl. I'm not interested in you and your lack of poetry. Don't care for your aggregate view. Trying to squeeze your body into the hours like a fat old foot. Rushing for trains, moral mathematics, then skating on the surface like some viney shanked bug. I'm not interested in hurting or filling your silences with re-upped words. I research the most awful things. The sun opens a cloud like a curious knife. The grass is a various city. I don't have time. I'm aiming for the shore, the crunk of shingle and the roseate cubes that shrink you, targeted towards the gaggle of girls that carve up sand and play in ribbons unwatched. There's no display. The games of the ardent bore me, while on the tide we flutter, roaming in wellies, in ourselves, out, lost to the deep, we strain to conch the loud black aches of a mermaid.